Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, we are back here with episode 14, no BS. I can't even believe we're at episode 14. Thank you for all those who have been sticking with us, and let's get to it. Today's episode is the cost of getting lean and getting those six-pack abs. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about getting healthy, getting stronger, feeling good, and looking good. I'm talking about the chiseled six-pack ab, buns of steel model types that you see all over Instagram. That's what I'm going to talk about today, the cost of getting that and maintaining that. Now, most people, they've heard it all before. And we've talked about it in other videos. Pre-make your meals. Get your protein, get your veggies, get your simple complex carbs, eat them around your workouts, all that stuff. But the level that you need to go to achieve that look and to keep it is not sustainable for most people.
Nope.
Not even the models themselves that do it. They tend to do this stuff for the photo shoots, competitions, things like that. They get ready for these things, and that's when they take these pictures. And then you add in the lighting and the Photoshop and all that, and that helps a little bit too. But a lot of these people, don't get me wrong, there's a few that can, but most of these people are not staying that ripped 365 days a year. Every aspect of these people's lives is timed down. Their workouts, what they're doing, how many days a week they're working out, the food they're taking in, everything is measured and precise. And they have to do this 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It does not matter if there's a wedding they have to go to, or a celebration, a birthday party, they're going to the movies, and whatever it may be, they have to a lot of times bring their own food to these things so they can stay on track with their plan and not go off. They're lucky maybe they cheat every couple weeks, one meal, if that. Sometimes not even that as it gets closer to the day of the shoot or the competition or stuff. And I'm not even talking about manipulation of water weight and all that. That's a whole nother story. They have to do all these things just to look like they do in those pictures that you see plastered all over the place on the internet.
Somebody kill me, please!
Now, am I saying that you can't have that as a goal and try to reach that? By all means, go ahead and try. Go ahead, give it a try. I'm telling you, 90% of you out there, it's not going to be sustainable. This is not something you want to do every day. As a trainer, it's hard enough to get my clients to work out 3 times a week for an hour and track their food 2 days out of the week. These people do it 7 days a week, work out hours a day sometimes, once, twice, 3 times a day, doing cardio one day, resistance training another, doing all this stuff just to look like that. And it surprises me when clients want to look like that but don't realize the work that needs to be put in for this stuff. And don't even get me started with these 30-day challenges of six-pack abs, belly busters, all this stuff, 30 days, blah, blah, blah. I'm just so sick of it. Believe me, I want you to try things. Anything that's going to get you off the couch as long as it's safe, go ahead and do it. But a lot of times these challenges that say they're going to give you six-pack abs, they're not even safe. They're dangerous. Too much ab work a lot of times for most people are going to give them back problems. There's going to be a strong core with a weak back, weak other muscles, because all they're doing is 100,000 sit-ups by the end of the month. And guess what? They're not going to have the abs because it's not the crunches and the ab work that gives you the abs. It's the low amount of body fat and belly fat that's going to do that. And that is a combination of cardio, resistance training, sleeping, stress management, nutrition. All this stuff combined perfectly is what's going to get these people those abs. Not a 30-day challenge and 1 billion crunches by the end of the 30 days. That's not going to do it. And let's not even mention the inside of your body things that happen when your body fat's too low, especially for women. Women, you were supposed to you were meant to have body fat on you. You were made that way. I'm not saying you were made to be fat. You were meant to have body fat on you. When you carry a child, you need that extra body fat on you. For hormones to work correctly, you need that extra body fat on you. So a woman that you see ripped, a lot of times she's not having hormones correctly or cycles correctly and all that stuff. That's not happening normally because her body fat is so low. Now again, I'm going to tell you there's exceptions to every single rule, but I'm talking about most of us out there. This stuff is going to affect us internally. It's going to mess us up to keep that low body fat. Not lower body fat, I'm talking about super crazy low ripped body fat. Again, some people it'll work for, most of us, no bueno. And it also leads into more crazy eating. Yes, crazy eating is overeating, binging, throwing up, all this other stuff. But when you're in the mindset of every meal has to be perfect and measured and everything else,
Pardon me, Mr. Perfect!
you can go nuts and actually become addicted to that and just make yourself absolutely insane to where you can't even enjoy food or life any longer. Food was meant to be enjoyed. Life is meant to be enjoyed. We're only here for a short amount of time. Most people, I'm telling you guys, get strong, get lean, make a goal like I talked about last week, make it reasonable, and succeed in that. Again, you guys want to give it a try, by all means, give it a try. But you will not be able to maintain it for long periods of time, and I've seen it so many times. People go overboard, it doesn't last, and then they wind up going 180 in the other direction and wind up gaining all their weight back. So people, do it within reason and something that's going to last you the rest of your life. So wrapping this up, for men, between 6 to 20% body fat, in that range, you're doing well. You don't want to drop below 6%, then you're talking problems. Now again, people that are doing this for a living, that's different. I'm talking about most people, between 6 and 20%. And even below 10 for a lot of people is going to be a real tough one, even for guys. So 6 to 20, you're going to be, that has nothing to do with your strength, has nothing to do with your health. It's purely aesthetic at that point. So 6 to 20%, you should be okay for guys. And for women, between 16 and 30%, you're doing just fine there too. Dropping below that 16% for women, again, you're going to start having problems. You're not going to have cycles correctly for most women. Your hormones, everything else is just going to be totally thrown off. So 16 to 30, you're doing fine. Again, you can be strong. You can look good. You don't have to track everything that goes in your mouth. Again, I've talked about that before. There's ways to track stuff without counting every calorie, listening to your body, knowing when you're full, stopping before you're 100% full, taking your time eating, all that good stuff. So again, most people out there who don't do this for a living, aren't a model or trying to get ripped for a photo shoot. You don't need to go through all this, people. It's not worth it and it's not sustainable. Why waste your time for months and months to get somewhere? Then once you're there, you're like, oh, I made it. Yay, I made it. I'm at 6, 7% body fat. Now what? Am I really going to stay like this for the rest of my life? No, for most people, not. And if you can do it, God bless you. You work hard, and I know how much work you put into it, and you should be commended on that. Yes, there's a small amount of you that just have the genetics. That's good too. I know you still put work in too, but for most of us, and I'm talking to the regular people, that's what I'm here for. The regular people. Not for the fitness models, not for the bodybuilders, not for the CrossFitters that are in the CrossFit games that are in perfect shape. No. This is for the regular people that are struggling every day, just trying to get themselves healthy and seeing this stuff and just making unrealistic goals and trying to get there. So, with all that said, people, make a goal. You want to lose body fat? Excellent. You want to get stronger? Excellent. You want to look better in the mirror? Excellent. Do all this stuff. Instead of worrying about getting down to 5% body fat, and you're at 25 right now, why don't you start with 23% body fat and go from there and see what each step of the way takes so you can see if you're willing to do it. Again, like last week, short-term goals, people. short-term goals, a little bit at the time. And you're going to find that at some point you're going to say, I really don't want to go more than this. And that's going to be your happy place.
Happy, happy, happy. Ha, 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 ha.
So find that happy place, make a goal that's sustainable, stay healthy, number one, stay strong, and that's really all that's going to matter in the long run, people, is those couple things, not how much body fat you have. So like always, people, make sure you check out our shirts and stuff. The link is in the description below. All our social media is down there. We're always posting on there, always throwing out some fun things on that. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring that bell, and just, spread the word. Spread the word. I'm just trying to be, trying to put it all on the table and be real. There's just so much craziness out there, and I just feel like with no BS, I can just lay it all out on the line. Comment below, tell me what you think, ask questions, whatever you want. And if you happen to be in Arizona, by the time this drops, I think it's going to be October, because I do film a little bit early. If you're in Arizona, go over to the Sanctum of Horror over in Mesa at the Superstition Springs Mall. We're having a contest over there. You'll see it. It'll be set up at the table. You can win a free month of training over there, too. I've been doing a few contests, so that's another one you can enter. Probably by now, the one I'm doing online will be over. So, but you can still do that one until the end of October on Halloween. So, thank you as always. Have a great week. See you next time.